What up, peeps? It's Nez, and I'm up in the kitchen dropping another impromptu review on y'all. And this time, what we're gonna be doing a review of is the BAM. This is the Vinci Express cold brew machine. Now, the claim to fame to this is that it makes cold brew coffee in literally minutes, between 5 and 25 minutes, depending on how do you like it, between mild or extra bold. So obviously, if you like your coffee mild, you can do that in 5 minutes, and it goes up in 5-minute increments because I believe there's 5 settings, going all the way up to extra bold, and then that's how I like it. So that's how I'm going to be brewing it. So let's just get right into this. But before we get into that, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button, so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I put out. Now, to get the politics out the way, let's get back into this. This is the front of the box, and this is what she looks like. Bang. Let me let you look at some of the artwork here. Circle flow brewing technology, lower acidity, I can attest to that. And it does come out a little sweeter when you cold brew it versus hot brewing. Here goes the top of the box. You can pause that and read all that. Side of the box, you can pause it and read it as I go down. Other side of the box. Here go some brief instructions here. Ultimate inconvenience, because anyone who knows about making cold brew knows that it takes between 12 and 24 hours the traditional way, and these are all your parts here. Here goes a brief synopsis as to why you should choose cold brew. There's a myriad of reasons, but the main reason is that higher caffeine, not bitter, slightly sweeter, just all around better coffee altogether. Those are my reasons, but you could certainly read these for these guys' reasons. And here goes the bottom of the box. Look at that. Okay, now let's get into this. Now, I am with the one-handed operation, so just kind of try to bear with me if you can. Okay, now that I got it out and all apart, this is what we're looking at right here. This was on the inside. You can pause that and read that yourself. Right here it says always use room temperature water, never use hot water. To remove this out of the glass jar, you have to unscrew the top. As you see, you screw it on, you don't just slide it off. Be wary of the rubber O-ring in there. Do not lose that. Keep that clean, because I know from experience that those will retain a smell and start to stink after a while. So make sure every now and then you pull that O-ring out and clean it off really good with some soap and water. And this is your carafe here. It looks like it might be 32 ounces. And I like the fact that it has a little rubber on the bottom. And it comes off, so you can clean it and then put it back on to make it so that way it doesn't just slide around. And here goes your plug, your lid. There goes a spot for the plug right there. And here goes your mechanism. There goes your filter right there. I believe this unscrews. Let me verify. Okay, this definitely unscrews, and then the top just kind of pulls off. It doesn't screw on there, so it has like a little rubber seal right there. So it doesn't necessarily be airtight, but it has a tight enough hold enough to keep your coffee grounds in here. You put them in here, filters through the sides and out the bottom. Obviously, like I just said, this screws right back on there. And that's your straw that's in the water. So when you put the water in, that's why there's a fill line here, as you can see. So the water needs to be at least to that line there, because when you put this in there, so the straw goes below the fill line there, and it sucks up the water, and then it circulates it around through the grounds and back into the water to kind of get your cold brew circulation situation going on. On top, you have your settings. Like I told you, you have off, light, medium, bold, extra bold, and then clean. Oh, it even has a clean setting. I like that. and then you pick whichever setting you want, and then hit the brew. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this on extra bowls because I already know. Well, I might do light just to do one real quick and put the timer on to see how long it really takes to do a light setting. And then I'll probably do a clean setting too, just to see. So what I'm going to do is get all this stuff cleaned up, and then when we come back in, we're going to make some coffee. So I shall catch you on the flip. Okay, we're back in. We got the Vinci cold brewer here. What I'm going to do is we're going to put some coffee grounds in here, set this up, and get it going, and see what we're working with. So it says it requires about 7 scoops of this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. 1. Okay, now we got our 7-ish scoops in there, maybe 8, I'm not sure. I wasn't counting, I was just kind of putting it in there. That's my ice maker that you hear right there. You put the cap on right here, and then I gotta screw this on here, so give me a second to screw it on because one-handed operation as usual. Okay, I'm gonna put this on first, because this is what's gonna hold the mechanism there. Gotta make sure this is screwed on tight. Okay, that's screwed on tight. So now what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna set this inside here. Okay, now there's a reason why there's a fill line in there, because then once you put the thing back in there, it's gonna raise your water up. It's gonna raise your water up. So you wanna make sure that you don't go above that fill line, or you're gonna have water spilling out. As you can see, and I had ran a clean cycle before, but I'm gonna set this bad boy to extra bold, and then we hit the brew button. As you see, it's starting to work. It's sucking some water in, and then you're gonna see the water start changing colors. Now what I forgot to do ahead of time is add my Splenda in there. I usually like to add a little bit of Splenda in there just to pre-sweeten it, so that way I can just drink it immediately, but it's okay. I like it, you know, black. Anyway, so if I had to make one complaint about this, it's the same complaint that I have with all these cold brew machines. The carafe is glass on all of them. Now, I don't know if there's a specific reason for that, but I think maybe they could use like a Triton material or maybe like an acrylic material instead of glass, so that way you're not always so nervous about it breaking. That's my biggest fear, is that if you set it down wrong one way, or if you have it in the sink and it falls over, it could break, and then now it's not like you could buy these separate, you know, these carafes separate, at least I don't think, and then you got to pay for a whole new machine. I was lucky. I found this on eBay. Like I said, you know, I got a good deal on it. I won it for like 20 bucks on eBay, brand new. But I know the going price for this is probably like, you know, like 50 or 60 bucks. I'll check and I'll find the best link deal, and I'll drop that in the description down below. And also, another thing I didn't point out before, I know it said it in the picture that I told you to take a picture of, or to pause and read it, is to never use espresso grounds in this. Never use fine ground coffee, because it gets sucked up into the machine, and then you could ruin the machine and void your warranty. So always make sure it's medium at the minimum, but preferably between medium and coarse ground coffee. Like this right here that you can buy in the store, this level is fine enough. You don't need any more finer than this. Preferably a little coarser than this, to be honest with you. But as you see, it's getting darker and darker by the minute. So what we're gonna do is let that run, and then when it's done, we're gonna come back in, give her a taste, and then close out the video. So I will catch you on the flip. All right, we're back in. She's all done. It's blue now. That's how you know it's done. Plus it'll beep. I was trying to time it and catch it at the end, but I got distracted and I missed the beep when it was done, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull this out. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna lift it up, and then you're gonna hit the brew button again, just to like purge the rest of the coffee out, because as you see, it's well below where we filled it, okay? So this is gonna purge the rest of the coffee out of this system here. obviously didn't get all of it because obviously the coffee beans actually soak up some of the water. So just give it a little shake and just set this over here in a little provided cup over here. Set that to the side. And now we're left with fresh cold brew. Now what you could do is you can put this lid on just like that, slides on and off like so, and you can store it in your fridge like so. But we're gonna have a taste and see how she tastes. Got my glass, a little bit of ice here. Just give it a little swirly swirl so you can see how she looks. Look how dark that is compared to when it started. Give it a taste. That is bold. That is really bold. I like it. I like it a lot. So that is how you literally make really good quality cold brew in 20 minutes. Now obviously there's a bunch of factors involved. I used tap water, but you can certainly use filtered water. And obviously the beans that you use is a big determining factor on the type of coffee that you, the quality of the coffee. I like Tim Hortons, so I got the Tim Hortons coffee. I also like Wawa coffee, just a couple that I like to use. And every now and then I'll get some Starbucks or something like that. But like I said, coffee is always the best when it's fresh ground beans and filtered water. That's going to give you your best results. But I'm a tap water guy. The tap water in the town that I live is really good, so I'm fine with tap water. And like I just told you before, I use Tim Hortons on this one, and I generally go between Tim Hortons and Wawa. But you can certainly choose whatever kind you like. Now what I'm gonna do is go through the cleaning process, just let you see that. Let me pause this real quick. Okay, as part of the cleaning process, I forgot to hit the record button naturally. Basically, you pull the top off. This comes right off, and then you turn it upside down and you dump your coffee in there just like that. And it looks like that. If you just give it a nice one tap, it all comes out like a big puck, kind of like with espresso. Or you can certainly unscrew this off and do it from the other way, but I find it's better this way because it's a little wider up top, so when you tap it, everything comes out in one single motion rather than continuously shaking to get that out. And then what we're going to do here with this machine, we fill our cup up with water, set this on top, make sure that's on the clean setting there, and then press that. And then what that's going to do is suck water in, circle water in out to clean out the system. I like to run it maybe 2 or 3 times just to make sure that it's clean. And then after that, you just pick it up, press it one more time just to purge the water out. And there you have it, a nice clean system. Dump that water out. Okay. My thoughts. I absolutely love this machine. I love this machine the absolute best out of all my cold brew machines. And I have 3 right now. Actually, I have 5, but 2 of them are standard ones. But I have 3 electric cold brew machines now. And what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a head-to-head video on all 3 so you can see how 3 of those work. But this one I think is the best, and this is just my opinion. You can get the cold brew quality that I like in literally 25 minutes, whereas the instant, which is this one right here, you gotta run it 2 half-hour cycles to get a decent amount. And then my Presto Dorothy, you can do a nice batch in 30 minutes also. But the beauty of that one is that you can literally just let that go for as long as you want until it comes out exactly how you want. So I would say if I need cold brew, good quality cold brew coffee fast, this is going to do it the fastest for me. And then the Dorothy cold brewer, if I need it in a couple hours, or like an hour or so like that, I could just let that go and I can make it as strong as I want it or as weak as I want it. So I think I have more control of exactly how I want the coffee with the other one. versus this one, but overall, I think this is the best one, especially if you can get a good price on it. Comparatively in prices to all of them, well, I'm gonna go over all that because I want to focus on this one for now. When I do the head-to-head, we'll talk about all that. But this right here, definitely cop this. The links for this will be in the description down below. Once again, I'm Nez. Please, if you like this video and it gives you good value, hit that thumbs up button. Also hit that subscribe button. This has been the impromptu review of the Vinci Express Cold Brew machine. Definitely cop that. Links will be in the description down below. I can't speak highly enough about this. And I'm out this piece.